Hey guys, welcome to the newest episode of TCGRevival. In this deck, we're going to be going over Empoleon decks. Well, Empoleon variant, but this variant is with Terrakion. So, since Empoleon isn't a well-known card, let's go over it. Diving Draw lets you discard a card from your hand and draw 2 cards, which is great for getting stuff you need for more Empoleons. Attack Command does 10 times the amount of damage, does 10 times the amount of Pokemon in play, and that's the damage for 1 energy, so that's pretty amazing. Too bad to stage 2. Kyogre EX is actually really good in this deck for Trainer Lock. Smash Turn is pretty bad, but then Dual Splash can really help for knocking out Vileplumes, Reunicluses, Groudons, anything. So it's actually pretty good during Trainer Lock, otherwise I wouldn't use it. Pichu's Playground lets you and your opponent both get out as many Pokemon as you want, which is really good because then it fills up your opponent's bench and your bench, so then when an Empoleon uses Attack Command, it will do a ton of damage. Looking at the Pokemon line, we've got 4 Empoleon, 1 Prinplup, and 4 Piplup, which is probably the best way, because most of the time you're just going to rare candy into an Empoleon anyway. 3 Terrakion is great, because that counters your weakness to Darkrai and Zekrom. Kyogre EX, like I said, is for Trainer Lock. So, Kyogre EX is pretty versatile. It can also help for some sniping situations, but I wouldn't really recommend it. Just save it for Trainer Lock. Pichu is just good because it's an annoying baby that won't have damage done to it when it's asleep, and it can get both your opponent and your benches filled. Smeargle's good in every deck, just look at your opponent's hand, see what they're up to, use their supporter. So technically you can use 2 supporters a turn with Smeargle, and even if they don't have one, it's still great, because you see our setup. 3 Pokemon Catcher, just to catch her up, stuff, kill it, stall. 4 Rare Candy. You're going to use 4 Rare Candy just to make sure that you get Empoleon on the 2nd or 3rd turn. 3 Dual Ball, just to get out your basics when Pichu can't do it. 4 Junk Arm, which is self-explanatory. 2 Plus Power, which is actually really helpful in this deck, because if your opponent has a full field and you have a full field, with a Plus Power you can knock out Zekroms. 2 Random Receiver. I like using 2 in every deck since it just keeps consistency good. 4 Pokemon Communication. I know they're a little hard to see, sorry about that, but that's good for communicating away other Pokemon to get out your Empoleons to rare candy. Max Potion is fantastic in this deck, because Empoleon only runs off of 1 energy to attack, so you can free all of his damage away, and then just attack manually from your hand again. Trust me, it's helped me so much. Super Rod is great for getting back energies, and Pokemon, since you don't run many energies in this deck. 4 Professor Oak is just great, for decent shuffle draw, and it's probably the best shuffle draw out there for this deck anyway. And it's just good for disruption, and Juniper is handy in some situations when you have a small hand. Personally, though, I like using Pont the most out of all those supporters. But, any can really work. Now reviewing all the trainers, we can see that this deck needs to be consistent, and I kind of wanted to show that point, because 2 Random Receiver is good, 4 Pont, 2 N, 2 Juniper. You don't want to discard too much in this deck, and Dual Ball gets out your Pokemon, pretty good. So, even if you don't have Pichu, you can search out Pichu with a Dual Ball, so that's still pretty decent. Alright, we're not running Prism Energy in this deck. Why, you may ask? Well, Empoleon can't use them. So, anyway, you're going to get wrecked by hammers if you, use Prism Energies because you're special. So 5 Fighting Energies to fuel those Terrakions, 6 Water Energies to fuel your Empoleons. And that's just a pretty good setup. Now I just want to talk about the brand new format. The brand new format is going to be Black and White on, which means that the only sets we'll have access to are Black and White, Emerging Powers, Noble Victories, Next Destinies, Dark Explorers, and Dragons Exalted, and all that comes after that. This is going to balance the format really good. However, I think that maybe Call of Legends On could have been a better format, just because Junk Arm is broken. I'm glad that thing is going, but we do lose a lot of other supporters from other sets. However, if I were you, I would start testing with this new format right away.